What's going on, guys? It is Cameron, Jacob, and Travis with Lebanon Ford Performance. We wanted to gather to have a big discussion because we have something to talk about. So way back in 2018, we actually got bought out by a bigger company. It bought us, so we're now part of a big dealer group, and that kind of changed the way things run for us as a dealer and as a performance division. Jacob was here to experience that. I was here. Travis luckily came a little bit afterwards. So with that move, though, around all that move, we kind of get hit by a lot of things where Josh left, he went to Roush. Hannah left, our content provider. She went to corporate. And then kind of after all of that, right away, the pandemic hit. And then chip shortages and all of these things started happening kind of at one time.
So in 2020, COVID has been the craziest, unprecedented time for car sales. We sold, I think Nico sold 50 cars in a month or a week or something like that. So at the time we had 80 Mustangs on our lot, and in about 3 months, all of them sold. And from there, it was just kind of working back to our normal inventory levels. And then chip production slowed down, back orders of pretty much everything that goes into a vehicle was on delay. So we had a hard time getting inventory back in stock to build awesome cars for you guys.
Yeah, that was intense. I mean, just to see the whole inventory just depleted to nothing.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
And our inventory levels still aren't back to the way they used to be pre-COVID, and they may never go back to that level.
We appreciate you guys coming out to us, still supercharging your cars, bringing cars to us. Couldn't have stayed afloat without you.
That was big, because even through the pandemic, we were still building cars. We still had people coming to us. We still were accessorizing when we could, still building when we could. We tried to stay stocked up with superchargers and performance parts as much as possible. But
I mean, I know I sold 15, 16 and things. I mean, how many did you sell? A bunch. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Drive-in builds. And through the pandemic, we still sold the crap out of the supercharged vehicles. I mean, you guys definitely were still coming through in waves. Even if it took a little bit longer to get the parts or anything like that, your guys' support definitely helped us through it immensely.
But with kind of catching back up to modern times, we did have a lot of team member changes, and with that, we were lucky enough to strike the Travis Lafferty. So
I ended up coming out this way. I actually went to school with a colleague who's in the finance department now, Tim. He actually used to be a big part of the performance division as well. I went to school with his son, and that's how I ended up here. My dad and I have been building cars our entire lives ever since I could talk. We had a Mustang in the driveway that somebody was tinkering on at pretty much all hours of the day. So our most recent was a 2018 Whipple vehicle. So we're definitely well familiar, well versed in the new and older Mustangs. So I've been around the block a few times, even though I may not look like it.
So not only have we offered Roush products in the past, we're also looking at expanding our product availability into some other models and some other makes and companies that provide other design applications for the Mustangs and F-150s and some other model lines as well. So we do RTR as well. Looking at getting a little bit more deeper, a little bit more involved with them as well as keeping Roush vehicles, custom trucks, lifted trucks, a bunch of different options for you guys that just don't only want horsepower if horsepower is not where it's important to you, but also cosmetically appealing vehicles as well.
And also with Ford Performance recently partnering with Whipple on the F-150 side of things, we're excited to see if they do anything with the Mustangs in the future or anything like that. Either way, we want to give you guys the most options as possible that we can legally offer for you that's still 50-state carb certified and everything like that. So.
And going off that, the slogan for Lebanon Ford Performance has always been, where passion meets performance. So we kind of want to dive into what everyone's passion is. Not everyone wants that supercharger, that high power, that drag car, if you will. So we know that off-road has a performance. With electricity, there's going to be a lot of performance coming there, and it's going to be very fast. There's a lot of performance with that. Even with the regular car, like a Bronco Sport or something, there's a lot to be done with that platform. There's too much to do in the performance division to just focus on horsepower and straight line. And we're looking into maybe doing some handling packages on some Mustangs, some more fine tuning parts rather than just engine adders and superchargers. So we're excited for that, and we really want to explore performance as a whole, as a word, and not just horsepower per se.
So tying into those future endeavors that Cameron was speaking on, we definitely want to bring everything back to a social media standpoint as well, and make sure we're keeping all you guys up to date, giving you the content you want to see, and mostly being just as transparent as possible. Excuse me. Mostly just being as transparent as possible, showing you guys our whole build process, everything's still done in-house here, and giving you guys, like I said, just the content you want to see.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, at the end of the day, social media is one of the most important aspects. And as somebody that is heavily indulged in that, I understand that showcasing this, nobody sees it without it being showcased. I mean, not everybody is able to get back here into the shop and see the kind of the behind the scenes and how in depth everything gets. So it's definitely very important to stay up on that and to just showcase it to everybody. Everybody wants to see it, so why not showcase it?
Without social media, we wouldn't be where we're at today. With news articles, making publications of us, doing all of our videos right out the rip, having some videos, some Whipple videos go popular, things like that. There's no way we could have been where we're at today without you guys reading these articles, them writing these articles. It's been huge for us. So we need to get back to that and start doing some stuff that you guys want to see.
Yeah, we're well aware that social media is not going anywhere, and we just want to make sure you guys are aware that we're not going anywhere also.
Yeah, so with that, there is going to be a schedule change. We want to really dive into this. So starting out, we're going to be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays uploads of just videos that we record around the shop, driving, just different things that are recorded throughout us on the performance team. And that's for our YouTube channel. We want to really get heavy into YouTube again. So that's just starting out. Eventually, we want to work it back to where we're constantly posting, constantly showing and engaging with you guys. And something that's really going to help with that is we are bringing the podcast back. We're going to get together and have a discussion a lot like this each month to kind of go over the builds and everything that has happened in the shop, and possibly even reach out to some of you guys about your builds and your experience with Lebanon Ford Performance. So we're excited for that. We're all very excited.
Yeah,
for that.
and with that, we also want to hear your guys' feedback. We want to hear what you guys want to see, what kind of videos you want to make, what you want to hear about on the podcast, everything. We've got open ears, and you guys are the listeners at the end of the day. So we want to hear from you guys.
With everything that's been going on recently, we've had some pricing increases due to change and things like that. Not only are the vehicles getting more expensive, the parts are getting more expensive, and paying these guys to come here and work on our cars is getting more expensive. Everything's getting more expensive. It's not getting cheaper. So with that being said, our promotional prices and things like that of parts, cars are all going to be changing soon. So stay on the lookout for that. Kind of finalize where we've been talking about all night, guys. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that dinger. All right, so you can check all of our recent content or new content coming out. And feel free to comment in our comment section and give us some content ideas. Tell us what we can do, what you guys want to see, things like that. Or you can visit us online at LebanonFordPerformance.com.